and those in the sanctuary would have noticed that I appear to be alone on the platform. But as I said earlier, today our faith is stronger. Yeah. So now, call forth to the podium, intervene. And we know you're going to have a wonderful, glorious presentation. Practitioner, Carol Campbell.
Catch up the fire, Martha. Pass me the gungo peas. Rub up the flour, Sarah. Lord, feel the evening breeze. Wait, what is it? Boysy! Anybody see that little boy though? You know from when me send him to the shop and him can't come back yet. Every day are the same thing. But not the little wretch come in there. You wait till him come. Boysy, come here to me. Yes, Mama? You go to the shop? Yes, Mama. So what take you so long then? Do I tell you every day, don't skylark on the road? Where you was? Well, you see, Mama, I go to the shop, but me boy, where you was? I tell you, Mama, I go to the shop, and when I was coming back, I passed by the square, and you won't believe what was happening. Talk, boy. Well, there was this whole heap of people, Mama. Thousands of people. And I said, well, we want to see what are going on. So I stop and I take a little side look. And I see this man stand up at the front, I talk and I preach to the people. And I said, but me don't know this man. So I ask, is who that? And them say, is the man named Jesus. I said, Jesus? Who him? So them say, you never hear about him. Him travel all over from town to town, and him heal people, and him bless people, and him make people see, and him make people walk, and him talk, and him... Me say, Mama, when me take a stock, him chatting about how people must love one another, and how they must live good with one another. And me couldn't move, Mama. It was so interesting. Then me hear him say to the one, a friend of his, named Philip, him say, you know, these people been here for the whole day. They must hungry by now. Go buy some food for them. Hear the one, who, me? No, sir. Me no have no money if you go buy food for all them people there. You better send them go buy food for themselves. So Jesus said, no, Philip, that's not how we do things. So him asked the one, Andrew, say, Andrew, look, see if anybody have any food that them can share. So Andrew look over and I hear him say, but see a little boy here with a basket. I mean that, you know. Him say, him come to me and him say, what you have in the basket? I say, well, sir, I just some things my mother sent me to buy. He said, give it to me. I said, no, sir, my mother will kill me. He said, no, your mother not kill you. Give me the basket. So I give it to him, and all is in there was what you sent me to buy. So him carry the basket to the one named Jesus. And Mr. Jesus take out the 5 sugar bun out of the basket. And him him say grace over them, and him tell the disciple them, share. Share it out. And them start to share. And so them share, I saw it increase. So them share, I saw it increase. Until everybody get piece of bun. And I see him take the two dege fish that was in the basket. Him take the two fish and him do the same thing. Him bless them and say grace over them and start to share. And him share, and him share, and him share, and the fish can't done. And when you look pan a stop, everybody nyam done belly full. And then him say, gather up the crumbs, my boys. Gather up the crumbs. And them gather up the crumbs. All right, enough of the story now. You buy the things when I send you for. Give me the basket. Here, Mama. But, boys, there are so crumbs in the basket. What is? But, Mama, that me I try to tell you. Say, him bless it and share it out, and him put the crumbs in the basket. Boys, listen to me. I know that me send you to shop for. He said, no, Mama, but you don't understand. These crumbs is blessed crumbs, Mama. Them bless, can't done. So we are going to eat the crumbs, Mama, with the flour dumpling and the gungo peas, and we not hungry again. Take I say so. You never see what me see today. So, as we leave Boise and his mom and friends to enjoy their evening meal in the quiet district of Mountainside, let's take a look at the unfolding events from a spiritual perspective. I should tell you that this story was developed as part of a class assignment given by Reverend John for the class recently concluded, Ignite Your Life with Bible Wisdom. It's based on the book Learn to Live by Erwin Seal. In this book, Seal explores the deeper meanings of many of the parables in the Bible. Now, parables are stories that hold a literal interpretation and also a deeper meaning, an opportunity to learn and to embrace and to apply the moral significance in the story, and how we can learn to live more effectively as a result. Jesus used the language of the parables in his day to make his teachings more accessible to his audience. So that's how come me been a talk like Boise. Now, while my story is not technically a parable, I chose it because it illustrates some key life-affirming principles which we can learn to use in our own lives today. You know, there's something about the way the parables were written in Jesus' day. And there is a tendency to think that that's where parables ended. That, you know, those parables happened to those people over there, and that's where it ended. But we have our own stories, and we can use our own stories to learn from. So the feeding of the 5,000 is a story with which many of us are intimately familiar if we went to Sunday school at all. Now, my account is based on that recorded in John chapter 6, verses 5 to 14. Now, traditionally, the focus has been on the seeming miracle of feeding 5,000 hungry people with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. The sequence of events, however, allows us to gain a deeper understanding of what Jesus did. In the account in the Bible,
It says that Jesus suggested that the disciples arrange to get food for the hungry crowd. It also said that he already knew what their reaction would be and what he would do as a teaching moment. Now, prior to this, Jesus had been on a miracle mission through several towns and cities, and his fame was on everyone's lips. One could assume that having been exposed to the power of Jesus' word, the disciples would by now have been fearless in their approach and unwavering in their belief. Not so? Apparently not so. Jesus' question, where and with what are we going to buy food for all these people? Philip's response, me no know, I have nothing. Andrew's response, well, there's a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish, but that's not really going to be enough. Jesus' response was simply to instruct the crowd to sit down and prepare for a meal. Now that is faith and trust. How often in our own experience, when faced with an unexpected expense, our first response is, I can't afford it, or I only have a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We can see from the story, the disciples, Philip and Andrew, looked at what was presented as evidence of lack. First, no money. Next, some but not enough food. Jesus, however, looked at what was presented and through his actions simply declared, there is more than enough. Illustrating a clear understanding and acceptance of universal abundance, ever available, pouring itself relentlessly in ever-increasing measure to satisfy every need, automatically, spontaneously, and generously. Now, this is a recurring theme in the Bible and in all the stories, from Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness to the widow with the cruse of oil. Wherever there was a need, there was adequate supply. And yet, even now, when we ourselves have often demonstrated the ever-givingness of spirit, we tend to doubt the availability of substance and fear our worthiness to receive. Sometimes we head well tough, don't it? Say with me, God is the all-sufficiency of my life and liberty. Is the all-sufficiency of my life and liberty. In God there can be no lack. Therefore there is no lack in me and my affairs. How did that feel? In the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, we're told the loaves represent physical substance, and eating them, the assimilation of nourishment. Now, we assume this nourishment is not just physical, okay? The fish are ideas of increase. On more than one occasion, Jesus told his disciples that the food that he ate was spiritual food, and if they tasted it, they would never hunger again. He realized that they, like we, lacked the trust that their needs were supplied from an infinite storehouse. An abundant supply was inevitable. The food to which he referred was seasoned with deep faith and unwavering trust in an infallible law. Our Declaration of Principles of the Science of Mind states, we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. I want to know that by heart, right? Okay. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I want to know that too, don't it? So why then do you doubt? Why then you tie yourself up like a pretzel in knots when you have a decision to make? When you're faced with supplying, satisfying a physical need? I'm not bash no, but still. The more we realize that God is all and all good, and we acknowledge that we are created in its image and likeness, then we know that we don't need to force, fear, or pursue anything. We simply allow its free expression with gratitude and confidence. Say with me. My good is assured. I dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. I give thanks, for there is much to be thankful for. I breathe it all in. And let it circulate throughout my consciousness. My good is inexhaustible. Abundance is my birthright. I am already prospered. I am enough. Say it again. I am enough. Belief is not the absence of doubt. Belief is the embodiment of active faith. We are always exercising faith, you know. At the low energy vibration, our faith is in the doubt and fear. At the other end, the high vibration end, our faith is in the expectation of fulfillment. Expectation speeds demonstration. Okay? When Jesus was faced with a hungry multitude, he didn't panic. He very calmly invoked the law of increase by first giving thanks and then praising the anticipated food that would be enough and more than enough. Thanksgiving and praise are essential to demonstration. Raymond Hollowell, in his book Working with the Law, has this to say in the chapter on the law of increase, and I quote, "Our degree of faith in the law is measured before we receive, not afterwards. It is that degree of faith that determines what we shall be capable of receiving." Jesus put it another way when he said, "Whatever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them." Okay, it didn't say maybe. It didn't say try a thing. It said, believe that you receive them, and then you will have them. I would like to close with an excerpt from an abundance prayer written by our own very precious Reverend Dr. Elma. And I quote, "From this day forward, I give freely and fearlessly into life, and life gives back to me with a magnificent increase. Blessings come in expected and unexpected ways. God provides for me in wondrous ways. I am grateful, and I let it be so now. As you allow these words to seep into your consciousness, I want you to contemplate what's filling up your basket. What are you believing for yourself?
Great is thy faithfulness. One more time. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars with their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, to thine own presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercy I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Thank you, Anif and Carol. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you that Spirit would take us to a place where our trust is without borders. Did you go there? Yes. Is your faith stronger today? Yes. And please remember that every parable is your own story. So just say with me, God is my all-sufficiency. In my life and in my liberty. Yes, Carol, thank you for reminding us that there is more than enough. More than enough. We only have to trust in that which is ever faithful and ever sure. Let us give them another round of applause.